Ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube world, what is poppin', lockin' it, what's droppin', baby? Welcome back to the journey, back to the series, and most specifically to this video. Now, a very new style intro video for the grocery haul. I remember back in the day, I used to lay everything out and present to you guys. I may want to start doing that again. The only problem is at my home, I don't really have a good way of doing it. But here, this isn't an island, I guess you call this a peninsula, where I can demonstrate everything right here, stand behind it, and then go everything with you guys one at a time. So with the advantage I'll be taking here, I'll be showing you guys what I have. Now, this week's gonna be a little bit weird because we're gonna be actually having two separate grocery hauls. So all this, except for some exceptions, are only gonna be for half the week. So we're gonna basically have this for the next 3 or 4 days, and then I'm gonna have to make another trip to the grocery store to do a couple things for when I get back home. I was supposed to be here for the entire week, but it turns out I'll have to be here for half a week, so thus we're only doing half the groceries. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get this party started. So we're gonna start from this side over. I guess for you guys it's left to right, for me it's right to left, but without further ado, let's get this party started. So typically I would go over one, meal two, dessert, yeah, but for this exception, we're gonna be going over the miscellaneous or beverages and so on. So I'll go over all that with you guys here. So starting off, we have some oranges. I've been liking them recently. Great source of vitamin C, I believe. But I started getting these because I went to Food Land a couple weeks ago. They had the Feed the Foundation Day or whatever. So it was $2 for a bag of oranges. So I was like, you know what? I miss these guys. And I need to start incorporating a little bit more fruit to my diets. So that's why I got the oranges here. Now for drinks, I have the zero caffeine. There we go. I had to think of it for a minute. Zero caffeine diet Pepsi. Always great soda recommendation. Pepsi a little bit more than Coke. I find sweeter. Coke has a little bit more of a crisp taste to it. So now I do have a couple energy drinks here. And yes, I know I've been trying to quit energy drinks, but with how the strength training and everything has been going, I need energy. So I just picked it up just to try it. I've been loving the lime slush, but this is blue slush. And I know Alani's can lead towards more a feminine drink, but they taste good. They're really strong in flavoring, I'll admit to that, but they taste good. Leave me alone. And then I've heard a lot of hype around the iced vanilla berry Red Bull. So sugar-free, of course, but figure go ahead and just give that a try for the week. Why not? So for water here, if you can barely see it, but this is the 20-ounce water bottles, so the bigger water bottles. I haven't had them in a while. It's like, figure go ahead and pick them up. Also need water bottles for when I get home, so that will help with that. And then zero sugar Baja Cabo Citrus. They're kind of difficult to find, but the Walmart that I'm at, it's kind of middle of nowhere, so I was pretty beneficent, if that's the right word to use, for this. Now, just because I'm in the middle of nowhere doesn't mean that there's no Pokemon cards. I tried looking, shelves were completely empty. The Walmart there actually had 2 places for trading cards, and both of them were empty. Sorry. So Baja Blast. I like this a lot more than normal Baja Blast because of I guess they have like flavoring in there as well. They had cream soda. I don't know, but cream soda Mountain Dew might be a little weird, but they did have zero sugar of that, so. If I see it in a bottle at a store somewhere, I'd pick up and try it. But cream soda for Mountain Dews, it sounds a little odd. When I think of cream soda, I think cola goes a lot better with it. But who knows? If you guys have tried it, leave a comment. See if it's good or even worth picking up. So let's go over OMAD. So for OMAD, we have something a little interesting. So we have hash browns, zucchini, squash, 6 hard-boiled eggs, and this real good Flavor Co. chicken meatballs. So specifically this is pineapple teriyaki flavored. I saw these, I was like, ooh, because I was looking for just like the Just Bare chicken nuggets, but this guy sounded really good. So it's 120 calories per serving with 21 grams of protein, so excels the protein test, and there's 6 servings in here, so should have a decent amount of calories from this, but also a grand amount of protein. And then the 6 hard-boiled eggs, 60 calories for 6 grams of protein. That's including the yolks. Now the squash, I mean, this is the zucchini. This is literally all the zucchini really size, which is absolutely baffling to me. So I think in grand total, that's like half a pound of zucchini. And then that's like half a pound of squash. So a pound of zucchini and squash. And then I found these. These are actually really interesting. So the entire bag is 490 calories. For hash browns, that's not terrible. So I'm gonna experiment with that and put it in the air fryer because the stove here doesn't work that great. So that's why I'm gonna be using that. And I've never cooked hash browns in the air fryer before, so shall be interesting to see how that goes. But that's what we got for OMAD. And I'll, at the end, when I start eating it tomorrow, I'll put everything together for the macros for my ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube world out there. So let's go over meal 1, meal 2, and dessert. All right, so meal 1, meal 2, and dessert are gonna be simplistic. I really wanted to be creative this week, but due to the lack of tools that I need here, as well as lack of seasonings and a bunch of other stuff, and a lot of stuff I have at home that I would want to experiment with, so we're gonna keep it pretty simple this week. So for meal 1, we have chicken thighs. It looks like it's 4 chicken thighs for this entire package. A bunch of baby carrots that we're gonna be roasting, and then some baby red potatoes. So that's meal 1. I'll probably come up with some seasoning. There's a couple, actually there's a seasoning packet in there. It's like a Mexican street corn Parmesan. That sounds really good, that I'll use with the chicken. And then meal 2, we have hard-boiled eggs again with little top sirloin chunks, and then salad kits. Salad kits aren't bad. You just gotta look out for the ones that are decently okay. This entire thing is 150 calories per serving with 3.5 servings, but that's including the dressing. But these salad kits are pretty good, especially to get some fiber in you and some greens. But I have them once in a blue moon just because the dressings in them can be still not that great, but salad kits, always good. And then, last but not least, we have these Quest bars. So I've had this one before. It's pretty good. I'm a big pecan fan, so that's why I like these a lot. And then they have a peanut butter and jelly one, which is very interesting. So the macros on these aren't too bad. It's 180 calories for 15 grams of protein. And then this is actually 210 with 16 grams of protein. I didn't realize they were that different. But sometimes you could find them, like the cookies and cream one are pretty good. It's like 150 for 18 grams, or the birthday cake one's kind of the same way. But these Quest bars taste really good. And it's a good dessert item and good way to get some extra protein in you. Well, ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube world, this is my grocery haul for half the week. It does seem like a lot of food, but I'll be consuming a lot of food. Something like the chicken thighs, I might not eat the entire package of, seal it and take it home with me, and maybe use that other stuff too. And then some of the stuff like the drinks, I'll definitely be taking home with me. The oranges, of course, and then the rest of it will most likely be consumed. Today's Sunday, so I'll be eating that today. By the way, happy Easter, because I'm filming this on Easter, so I guess happy late Easter, because this video is gonna go out pretty long. I think usually my grocery haul, my meals usually go up on Friday. That's pretty much it. So I'm gonna be cooking everything, going over the macros with you guys, and then I'll do the same thing for when I get back home and do that portion of the meal prep / grocery haul portion. So catch you guys when I start going over everything. Ladies and gentlemen of YouTube world, here is the result of meal 1. We have the chicken thighs here with some Parmesan chipotle seasoning, which I thought was pretty good. Some red potatoes and then some carrots here. So I'll go ahead and put up the macros for these on each side of the screen here, so you can see the picture of food as well as the macros to go with it. So I'm gonna go ahead and enjoy this guy, and I'll catch you guys on meal 2. Ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube world, please, I do apologize about the mess here, but we have our salad made right here. And my goodness, this is looked absolutely divine. And then we have the eggs here too. I already ate 2 of them, so might as well eat the last one as well. What's good about those though, is 60 calories, 6 grams of protein per egg. So, and they're already pre-made. You just pop them as go. It actually would have been a good idea to add these to the salad too, but I already had 2 of them, so. But next time, I'm gonna add them to the salad. But for our drink, we have our caffeine-free diet Pepsi, of course. But without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and enjoy this guy up some. And I'll catch you guys, I guess, on part 2, because the desserts are just protein bars, so whatever. But I'll put everything in the grand total, as well as the macros for everything for these 2. We're good. I'm dancing because I'm doing the macros for both meal 2 and for the total meal, including the protein bars, which I think I took a quick glance at it. We're up pretty high again. So I don't know what's my dealio with everything so high in calories, but we live and we learn. So I think on the second part, we're gonna really minimize our calories down a little bit more. So go ahead and enjoy this. Been playing Pokemon Z Gale of Darkness as well for my day off. I'll catch you guys on part 2. Let's do it. Ladies and gentlemen of YouTube world, I don't know if you can see this because the angle is kind of weird, but look at this mountain of food. Oh my goodness gracious. This is crazy, guys. So what we got going on here? So we got 6 hard-boiled eggs. We're smaller, so it's 60 calories for 6 grams of protein. If I said that right, jeez. Some chicken pineapple teriyaki meatballs and hash browns. So the hash browns I overcooked, and I actually dumped like a crap ton of pepper in here. I like pepper, but with a lot of pepper. What do you want? What? So, without further ado, I am starving because it's my OMAD meal, but let's go ahead and dive into one of these meatballs. Yeah, they're pretty good. I will say they're a little mushy, but they're pretty good. Got a hard-boiled egg here. Just pop her in, get her done. Tastes like a hard-boiled egg to me. Well. And then you guys can see the hash browns, but they're super burnt. I overcooked them a little bit, but there's also a load of pepper on here. So, very peppery. But man, I actually like crispier hash browns, so I guess it's a win. The problem is the pepper. There's an excessive amount of pepper in this. I'm gonna go ahead and put the macros next to me, side by side, so you guys can see for the OMAD, what I've been having. So, the only thing I did not put in here yet is the protein bars. So the PB jelly one and the caramel pecan one. And grand total, everything came out to be like 2,000 calories. So I won't be including that because I already ate the before having this because I was so starving. So by the way, refreshing this with a diet caffeine-free Pepsi. One was one of my go-tos. So I'm gonna go here, enjoy the outdoors some, finish up this OMAD meal, and I'll catch you guys on part 2 of the grocery haul / meals. Which, by the way, I wish I had sauce here, my parents, but a low-calorie buffalo sauce or even a taco sauce would go super good with this, by the way. So I'll catch you guys on part 2. Ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube world, we are back home today on this lovely Thursday. Now, we're gonna be going over part 2 of my grocery haul since we are splitting it this week versus other weeks because I had to stay with my parents and dog sit, so we were back home, and then we figured I would just continue on the grocery haul from here. So let's go over meal 1, meal 2, and then we're going to be going over dessert because OMAD we did on part 1, so we don't have to do OMAD this week. Without further ado, let's get into it. So for meal 1, we're keeping it super simple, and one thing I actually really liked from our OMAD meal were these. So these are hash browns. They're 70 calories with 2 grams of protein and 2 grams of fiber. And so it's 7 servings for the entire bag. So the entire bag is 490 calories, which is pretty immaculate for potatoes. And this will fill you up, trust and believe. But we're only using half a bag, so I got 2 of them for this grocery haul. And of course with the hash, we had to add our protein. Might as well it be some cold cuts. This is rotisserie chickens, or rotisserie seasoned chicken cold cuts. So I'll be using half of this. We'll call it a block, as you can see, the block. We'll use half of the block, and then we'll shred it onto the hash browns to make it more like a hash to it. And for even more protein, a little bit of fat content, we got some eggs. This is just a 6 count. Because I know we've been making 4 servings for this week. We have 6 eggs here, so maybe I'll just leave 2 of them to my roommate to use. So let's go over meal number 2. So meal number 2 is actually gonna be really interesting and some a little creative too. So I actually got these from Publix, right? And I was looking at the website, or not, sorry, I was Instacarted everything because of the timing of everything. And I found these Egg Life protein pasta. Basically, it's like the Egg Life wraps, but they just cut them in strips and made them into pasta. Check this out. 310 calories with 56 grams of protein for the entire package. Now, this was fairly expensive. It was almost $9 per box. They have a bunch of different flavors. They have roasted garlic, tomato, Basil, I think, was one of them, and then the original just egg. All this is really is egg whites and then some konjac fiber. I don't know what that is. Pretty much just eggs. So I'm excited to try this. And if that wasn't enough protein, we got some turkey meatballs here. Probably one of my favorite gluten-free meatball brands. These are really good because they also have some other stuff like Romano, ricotta cheese, and some garlic. So it's not just like turkey meatballs. So use a half a bag of these. We'll put them in the air fryer, crisp them up, and to our spaghetti. By the way, I'm using one package per serving for the pasta thing. And to add even extra flavor and extra protein, we have some Parmesan crisps here. I absolutely love these. These are one of my favorite things. Parmesan cheese is probably my favorite cheese of all time. Now, I like these because they're baked and I believe, oh, they're oven baked. So the calories in them are pretty redundant versus Parmesan cheese to sprinkle on top. 40 calories per serving with 3 grams of protein. This entire package is 320 calories, which for a big meal is actually pretty good. And then, of course, 24 grams of protein for this entire thing. So to add extra protein to our dish, that it's overly high in protein as it is. And last but not least, I usually make my own sauce, but decided to be lazy, and I got this. This is Classico. What is this? Roasted garlic sauce. It's pretty good. What I'm thinking about doing is just throwing this into a saucepan with the pasta, cook it for about 3 minutes, and then add in the turkey meatballs and the crushed up Parmesan chips on top. So we got this guy. By the way, 2 jars, half a jar per serving, which is 45 calories per serving. I don't think there's like 5 servings total of the jar, so the sauce actually isn't that bad. But if you make your own sauce, you can lower the calories because you can use tomato puree and just season it whatever you want. And then because a lot of these jarred and canned sauces, they have a lot of preservatives in them and a lot of extra added stuff to increase your calories. So just be a little bit careful when you buy jarred or canned tomato sauce when you make your pasta dishes. But last but not least, we have finally given in and we're trying Dave's protein bars. They're on sale at Publix, might as well go ahead and pick them up. I got 4 bars. The bars should satisfy me throughout the rest of the week. This is what you call my dessert. I'm just gonna have one of them because I really wanna track my little calories down a little bit versus having 2 protein bars, which we did earlier this week. We're just gonna have the 1 protein bar for this week. So I'm kind of excited to try this guy. This chocolate chip cookie dough is the flavor that I chose. I think there was like fudge brownie was the other one, but we got this guy. So, but ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I'll catch you guys when we go over the meals. See you then. Ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube world, let's go ahead and enjoy our first meal of the day. What we got here is our hash brown mixture. Now, it does look a little odd, I will admit. So, I've never actually air fried an egg before. So, we're gonna see how this goes. But the hash browns, the shredded up chicken, and then the egg, I just threw it. Well, I cooked the hash browns in the air fryer for 8 minutes on 390, and then I put everything else back in and cooked it for another 8 minutes at 390. Also, it is topped with Cholula's green pepper sauce, which is absolutely my favorite sauce. If you need a nice, spicy, sweet sauce, then I would recommend Cholula's green pepper sauce because that is just immaculate. So we got a first bite here. We got a chicken, egg, and hash brown. As they say in Francais, bon appetit. Can't get better than that. To quench our thirst a bit, I have a Body Armor hydration packet. This is the tropical punch one. Probably my favorite flavor from them. To keep ourselves hydrated and help counteract the spiciness from the sauce too. It is a little spicy though, I will admit. And also, I did season the hash browns with salt, pepper, garlic powder, and onion powder. Because I should have gotten some onions, I didn't. So I'm using onion powder to get onion-esque taste in there. But to the left and the right of me, I will be posting the macros for this meal. Very low in calories actually for what you're eating and pretty decently high in protein. But that's pretty much it. And also very good in fiber. I didn't realize how crazy good fiber is in potatoes. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen of the world, I'll catch you guys when I go over meal 2, which will be most likely right after I get home from the gym. Catch you guys then. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, you don't know how excited I am for this meal. I am absolutely starving. Just came back from a killer push day. Let's go ahead and go over it. Meal 2. We have some spaghetti and the meatball. So these are turkey meatballs with some, what was it? Romano cheese, some other cheese that's not Parm, but some kind of other Italian cheese, and rosemary with some crushed up Parmesan crisps, and then we have the egg life pasta. This is the garlic flavored. Absolutely divine, absolutely delicious, and I cannot wait to give this guy a try. So we're gonna do this kind of carefully because I'm standing. So we got first bite here, meatball spaghetti and parmesan. As I say in Francais, oh, this is Italian dish, bon appetit. So I've had the meatballs before. I know they're good. 150 calories per serving with 50 grams of protein. I think one serving or 6 meatballs. So used half the bag for that. Parmesan crisp, 40 calories with 3 grams of protein. Barely passed the protein test, but still pretty good. And then egg pasta was 100 calories for 19 grams of protein, which is absolutely immaculate. So I feel like this is definitely going to fill me up. But the egg pasta, how would I describe it? Squishy? It feels like, it's like when you almost like bite into the fluff of a pillow. That's the consistency of it, but it does have some pretty good flavor to it though. And of course, to quench our thirst, we have some Mountain Dew Zero Sugar Baja Blast Cabu Citrus. This is like really good. This puts the normal Baja Blast to shame. It's that good. So I'm gonna go ahead and eat this guy up. And I'll see you guys when we try the David bar for the first time. See you guys then. Ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube world, I'm filming this kind of backwards. So I'll be doing dessert first while I'm waiting for my meal to heat up. So I apologize if this sounds confusing while you're watching. But we are going to be trying David's protein bar. So there was a weird controversy with this about, I guess, the type of fat they used. But I guess it went to court and they were like, nah, this is good. This is actually 150 calories with 28 grams of protein. So we're going to go ahead and give this guy a try. The nice gold wrapper and so forth. I don't really know about these too much. I think they were well known because it's like lowest calorie protein bar with the highest gram of protein. So let's open it and see what we got. I feel like I'm opening a pack of Pokemon cards. Oh wow, this is cookie dough flavor, by the way. This end is insanely sticky. Look at that, look. Oh my God, it is so sticky. It looks questionable as hell. You want to talk about processed. This is processed, but looks are deceiving. Never judge a book by its cover. So let's go ahead and give this guy a try. This tastes like absolute nothing. I can't even describe what it tastes like. Even the chocolate. I can't even taste the chocolate in this. I feel like there's a little hint of salt in there, but this tastes like absolutely nothing. No, a little disappointed. I guess the macros are good on them, but I just came back from a push day. I'm absolutely starving, so go ahead, force down this protein bar. But this is only the cookie dough flavor or chocolate chip cookie flavor, or whatever you call it. So there are other flavors. Well, I'll give them a try. Yes, but this was on sale. That's the only reason why I got it. And comes with 4 bars per box. So another reason too. But I guess I'll put the nutrition label on this guy on here. You guys can look at the macros on him. But that'll be it, ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube world. Thank you so much for tuning in. Here are the final results for the entirety of the second half of the grocery haul. And then I'll put a comparison between first half and second half on the left or right of me as well, after we get enough time to read the overall daily whatever. But there's a pretty dramatic difference between the two, especially calorie wise. So second half definitely lower, and we learned a lesson from that versus the other half. But I believe the first half is actually more protein in it. I can't memorize it, so I do apologize if I'm inaccurate talking, but the data will show to the left and right of me. But ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube world, thank you so much for tuning in. If you are liking the journey and liking the content, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share, especially with the ones who are willing and wanting to start their fitness / or weight loss / or fitness journey. I can't remember which one I said correctly, but figured I'd say it again just for the poops of it. But we're on the internet, so we gotta learn to take it. God, I cannot talk today. Comment anything positive or negative, criticism. I can take it. If I'm doing something wrong, something you would do differently, anything you would improve on, something that you would prefer doing, feel free to leave it down in the comments. I'll take that information and maybe incorporate it into mine. Try it out, see how it goes for me. But everyone's different. Remember that. Ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube world, thank you from the bottom of my heart once again for every single one of you for tuning in to the journey and my channel. Greatly appreciated once again. Stay disciplined, stay focused, and I'll catch you guys on what I upload next. Peace.